Madison. I am going to be chatting all about how we planned our destination wedding abroad in Italy with no wedding planner. Before I chat about all of that, I just wanted to share some of our wedding day. If you're not too interested, just skip to the end of this video where we will chat about how I planned a wedding overseas. We are getting married today. Going downstairs to eat breakfast, and then the boys are heading out and the girls are gonna start getting ready. Makeup ready, getting my hair done next. I did my makeup myself. I put on extra blush and highlighter for the photos. And here's my outfit. Woo!
Welcome, family, to Madison's and Brandon's wedding.
Again, thank you for everyone for being here. Jewel journeys, and we celebrate with them as they now join their lives together forever.
As we were finishing the cake, and that's perfect because the dancing is now inside. There's orange trees on the property and pear tree. And then the pool's down over here, the little hot tub.
Oh, that was the other side.
I need to get one of these things. Pasta party. It's the pesto we made.
You can do a good job, eh?
I'm impressed.
You need more?
We made pasta. Now we're eating it.
Camera spins.
I know.
It's a fancy one.
What a difference in a pesto.
Very rich.
Yeah. And more creamy, I think.
Yeah.
This last piece, and then I'll give you the rest.
Cheers. That's really good. Me and Mom are the same doing our recording.
It's like an ice cream cookie.
Is it? I think that's ladyfinger, a true one. Is it gelato, chocolate, pistachio?
Is that a good cookie?
Cookie. It's like a hooky cup.
I love
Yeah, I don't like the chocolate.
Where'd you hear that from?
Madison. Cheers to espresso.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Today I'm going to be sharing just exactly how I planned a destination wedding overseas in Italy with no wedding planner. So when we got engaged in April of 2024, we both knew we kind of wanted to do a destination wedding opposed to a local one. We even considered eloping overseas, but ultimately we decided on doing a small intimate wedding with just our immediate family. We first looked at Italy, Portugal, and Spain as our wedding place contenders. Ultimately, we just chose Italy due to the scenery and the food. That was major contributing factors. Once we chose Italy, it was kind of easier to narrow it down to a certain region. So we did look at Venice, Tuscany, and Puglia, and Rome actually. I didn't want anything by the water, so that's how we kind of eliminated Puglia and Venice. And then once I knew Tuscany and Rome, it kind of made it easier to find a venue. Finding the venue took us honestly a very long time, about 7 months. I use Reddit a lot, Facebook bridal pages, and online websites to find the venue, but ultimately we found our venue using a Facebook bridal group. I think it's called like Brides Getting Married in Italy. I can't 100% remember the name of the page. I reached out to everyone using email to start with. The first tip I have, make a separate email account just to use for bridal inquiries, because that was really helpful just having everything in one place. Once I had like a bunch of vendors that fit everything we were looking for, like food, if everyone can be accommodated on site, budget, vendors, if they met that criteria, I put them all in a spreadsheet and just narrowed it down to maybe our top 8 we had, and then we went from there. Honestly, that was the most stressful part, finding a venue. If you want to make that process a little more seamless and quicker, I totally recommend getting a wedding planner, because that part was a little stressful for me to do on my own because there was a language barrier. But if you don't have a time frame, you can't do it on your own. So once we actually did get our venue, that's when the pace kind of picked up. So we planned everything in, I believe, like 8 to 9 months once we got our venue. I'm not 100% positive all venues do this, but our venue, the ladies were so amazing. It was called Villa Alta in nearby Pisa, Italy. They were very helpful with providing vendors to us that they recommend and they have worked with before in the past, so that helped immensely because I wasn't having to go out on my own and find photographers, catering, all of that. They gave us about like 2 or 3 photographers. The catering they work with, so that was already chosen. Florists. And then from there I reached out to these vendors with WhatsApp, which has basically how we planned our entire wedding, was through WhatsApp. We actually planned all of our wedding without going overseas. We tried to go overseas a few times to plan and see the venue beforehand, but it just didn't work out, so we ultimately just relied on our FaceTime chats with these vendors and the venue and just put all of our trust into this idea. I am not really a type A person, so I kind of had the idea of everything might not go to plan and I just have to kind of be okay with it. I feel like if you don't have that mindset, this might not be the best idea for you. Definitely go overseas and see everything just to make sure it is what you want, but I kind of just put that out of my head. I'm getting married in Italy, so it is what it is at the end of the day. Because I wasn't expecting perfection, that kind of helped accept that the day was going to unfold how it was going to unfold, and honestly everything went perfect. So for our payments, we used international bank wire for all of it because obviously you had to pay for things beforehand before you got there. So the only thing I would say with that is look into bank wire fees, because 2 of my banks gave me different rates with the fees. So if that's important to you, I would just look into that before you do your bank wires. They do take us several days to transfer over, but my vendors were very understanding about all of that. That was like a little bit stressful. At first I was doing all the information by myself, and then the second round I went into the bank and she helped me with all of the transfers. If you can, I would recommend going into your bank and then they can help you with that. It might just be easier. Having an overseas wedding is definitely doable. It was a lot of work without the wedding planner. If you have any questions or are thinking about planning a destination wedding, comment down below and I can try to answer them as best as possible. I am no way, shape, or form a wedding planner. This is just speaking from my personal experience, and I would love to help out if I can. Thank you so much for watching this week's video, and I will see you in next week's video, which will be the honeymoon vlogs in Italy.